Welcome to Project Serious, a not-so-serious podcast about gaming, tech, entertainment, and whatever other BS we can come up with to keep you entertained. I'm your host, Seriously Shadows, and whether or not it's just me, or there's someone else to give you a little bit of a break from my voice, I hope I don't annoy you enough not to stay tuned. Hey, hello, and welcome to the third episode of the Project Serious Podcast. I know I said that this was going to be the video test, but things kind of changed a little bit. I'm trying something else, but with the way things are flowing, I will more than likely make the next one the video test, and then the following episodes will be all video. Instead of jumping right into live right after doing a video test, I want to make sure that my schedule is 100% permitting that I can do lives as consistently as I can. And I'm not like, oh, this week off, this week on, this week off, this week off, this week on. I kind of want to keep the more consistent, where like I might have a few that are just video and don't end up getting streamed, but I want the majority of them to be on stream the right day at least. I mean, can you blame me? I don't want to like jump in and, oh, I'm off. And then everybody's like, well, what the heck? I thought this was supposed to be a live show. I don't want to do y'all like that. I couldn't do y'all dirty like that. That would not be the Seriously Shadows that I want to be. But what we are trying different today is I have 3 stories. Like actual news story-ish things. Totally For Too Many style. So if you watch For Too Many, you're going to understand. And if you don't watch, then you definitely should. I feel like I'm going to have to throw the link to For Too Many up in every single one of my videos. It's just going to be a thing because I always talk about it every time I get on here to do this show at least. But hey, shameless self-plug on my own stuff. What? Self-plug? Interesting. Anyway, so we have a couple stories. I just want to give my opinion on all stories. It's not just straight opinion piece. I mean, I guess I do a few like stories, but they're more vague. This is kind of more specific, and they kind of all follow a trend. It's odd because like I got creative and tried to throw random things out, but this whole episode follows one trend, and if you read the title, then I think you might know what that trend is. But hey, I feel like things like this, it's kind of like telling for the start of a new year, because I feel like everything was chill, and then all of a sudden, like, stories start rolling in on some crazy mess, like crazy for no reason, and like not crazy in the traditional sense, like just weird things to read, weird headlines, weird stuff. One of them is absolutely insane, so that is crazy in the traditional sense, but just different, just odd, and I had to talk about it because it's more fun that way, right? First, I definitely want to talk a little bit about my favorite company of all time. And if you know me, and if you've heard the last 2 episodes before this, then you definitely know I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. And who makes Final Fantasy? Square Enix. You know what? And as much as I am a simp for Square Enix, this one is definitely not a positive one. It's funny. And that's not a hit piece or anything crazy. I just have some criticisms because there was a letter that went out by the president that definitely shot up some alarming red flags. So his letter for the new year was talking a lot about NFT gaming. If you know anything about NFTs and blockchain and crypto, you probably heard me say that and either cringed really, really hard, or you're cussing out the computer while you're trying to look this up to see if I'm literally being legit. If you don't know anything about it, then stay tuned. I have some words. I'm not gonna be the most advanced source of explanation for this, but I have some thoughts that's really what made this letter really alarming. So the funny thing is that the language in the letter, which I don't want to sit here and read it word for word for you. Don't know the difference between for and from, but I will definitely be posting a link to this right down in the description. So all you have to do is go and give it a little clicky click and read it for yourself. I would suggest, if you know what they're talking about, if you have no idea, then you're probably gonna hit the next section in the timestamp anyway, so it's not really gonna bug you. But actually, I probably would say still listen to this, because I'm not really going into a bunch of details about this stuff. I'm literally telling you basic level why this is probably not great. This is not a good idea if that's what Square's big thing for 2022 is going to be. But oddly, the letter starts off talking about how 2021 was the year of the metaverse, and that was the big thing for 2021. That already, with that language, unless there were some different conversations going on over in Japan, what we heard here from Facebook, nobody's really we know what's happening. There are people up there with Mark Zuckerberg trying to push that this is such a great technological advancement, but not everybody's seeing it as such. So I don't know if there's other conversations going on, but I don't see how 2021 was the year of the metaverse. I don't think it was received very well, not by the general public at least. So I don't know. That's weird. That's a weird way to start this off. But of course, they started off with that because they wanted to talk also about how the advancements in cloud and 5G technology and the advancement in NFT and blockchain technology and crypto, blah, blah. Well, they didn't bring up crypto, which I think they didn't bring up crypto because that would have probably tied the negatives of crypto to what they're trying to say. You're not being absolved by not using the word. Oh, I do use the word crypto. Ha 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 ha. But it's because NFT, blockchain, crypto, they're kind of a family. Just saying. Blockchain technology. But NFT gaming, blockchain gaming, crypto gaming, whatever you want to call it, it's all kind of an umbrella term that can mean a few things. What the president goes on to talk about, Mr. Matsuda, is that there's kind of two camps of players in this example. There those who play to have fun and those who play to contribute, which those who play to contribute don't get much incentive in traditional games, which is not genuine. That's not, I don't understand that statement, considering that mods are very popular amongst especially the PC community. The console community does things to lock them out as opposed to let them do their thing and have fun and share the content. But the modding community for a lot of games is really prominent, and they are incentivized. They're just not directly incentivized. I know plenty of modders that have Patreons and buy me a coffee or other ways of kind of, if you want to contribute, help me out so I can keep doing this. Same thing as content creation. I mean, because modding is content creation. You're literally creating content. It's just for a game and not a video somebody watches or a song somebody listens to. It's literally content that you're adding to a game that's your own creation and not what was already in the game. So it's still content creation, and they get paid similar as to most content creators. It's just without the direct incentives of the companies. But the solution to this is supposedly this NFT gaming, right? Because they can have games that are focused. They're blockchain based games, game tokens, all this stuff that I guess gives the incentive that they're talking about to these player creators directly as opposed to indirectly, I suppose. But one, while we sit here and talk about this like it's a big innovation, this has definitely been done before. I don't know if many of you remember. I don't know if many of you have even heard of. Some of you, if you are under a certain age, you're going to have literally no idea what I'm talking about, because it fell out of relevance quite a long time ago. Second Life. Second Life was the most successful, in my memory, attempt at a metaverse style game. You got to be yourself or whoever you wanted yourself to be. You were living a literal second life. That was the point of the game. And it definitely had an economy that ran off of user created content. You could make clothing and accessories. You could get into real estate and buy and sell the plots, like the houses in the game. And you could, depending on the exchange rates, exchange that for real money. And at first, people were banking on this game. Like, people were actually making legitimate money playing Second Life. And I mean, there was nothing wrong with that, but just like any game economy, more people would catch wind, more people would jump in, less opportunities would be there, less money there is to make. Also, people fall off because they're either not making money or they're not having fun playing the game anymore. There are less customers, less money in there. The economy's kind of fallen. And now people that were making thousands of dollars a month playing a game because they were making content for said game are now making double digits a month or single digits a month or change or nothing. So it's like, what you're asking to trade here is, oh, we want to put games out there that might not be as fun, but you can make content for it and make a living. But current modders probably, if they want to make money off of contributing to a game, they probably already do. So what I hear is, we want some money too. And it's funny that you use blockchain and NFTs and stuff to kind of head this, because NFTs being kind of a big thing right now. How many scam coins have cycled in and out? How many pump and dumps? Well, pump and dumps, that's what they're called, right? And meme tokens have come and gone just over the course of 2021. How disingenuous is the language around NFTs? How odd is the discourse around NFTs? How scammy do NFTs sound in general? Like, there's a reason why a big majority of people have a problem with them. And I don't think that was, I feel like no research went into how, like, the state of these things currently before putting this statement out. It's just something that they're getting into because the technology is there and it's easy and they can, and that's what they're going for. And that's what, so they're kind of, it's like a warning, but it's not a warning in the sense of, like, give your feedback and we'll see what we can do. It's a warning in the sense of, we're doing this thing, we want you to like this thing, but like, this letter was kind of for the people that put money in. This one was definitely, this is definitely for the investors and shareholders, and not for the players, but it wanted to get the players excited for something that isn't there yet but will be there. And they used the language they did to get players excited because they don't think I don't think they did much research on the public's opinion of these things. I think they think that people don't talk as much personally about these things, because because I don't know what, like, the talk about it is over there across the pond. I don't feel like I didn't like that I said that in Japan or whatever. They might be all over NFTs. They might be, everything might be cool over there. Wouldn't know. It's just weird with, like, how things are going about them, that's the route they want to go. And what I hope, I pray, I swear, do not put these in your existing games, your existing projects. Like, don't find ways to, like, creep this in to Final Fantasy 16. Heck, you're going into a new phase of Final Fantasy 14. Don't try and sneak this in there. Don't try and sneak this into Kingdom Hearts and all your remakes that you have announced. Your what's the weird, like, story one? Life is Strange, right? Especially not your Western Square Enix titles, because they already need help. Your Western Square Enix titles need some help. I think doing, like, adding this to existing games would hurt so much. Coming up with new games that people totally have the option to try it and see if they like it, and when they flop, you understand that it's a bad idea and why it's a bad idea, and maybe you can tweak it to where the stigma around it isn't so bad. Maybe you can tweak it to where they're enjoyable games and people have fun and people actually start making money and it makes you extra money. But don't dive in head first like The whole, well, gotcha games always, like, they're popular, especially over there, because people love gambling for whatever reason. Um, Gotcha and loot boxes don't like take that head on like that, because that was, it worked because everyone was doing it. It worked because everyone was doing it. And unless that's going to be the trend now and everybody's going to hop on board and all the companies are going to have brand new NFT games, and I don't I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. People want to act like they're catching lightning in a bottle off of ideas that people aren't even cool with. And if you can make it an industry standard, then the players kind of have to live with it and move on. And that kind of sucks. Like, hardcore sucks. I miss the days of getting a completely full game on launch, playing through it, being able to do a deep dive in a story or get really good with some mechanics and not have to worry about incompleteness of something, not have to worry about how much additional money do I have to put in this game to enjoy it, not have to worry about, hell, how many versions of this same game do I have to buy before I understand what's going on. But it seems like they want to keep pushing forward on these things that are anti-player because they're innovative and they're not really listening to the players at all times. You'll get times where, like, on a specific game they'll listen to you and fix something, but the problem is we don't want you to go back retroactively fix something that you could have had ready for gold at launch. It's really not feasible to sit there and, like, not take players into consideration for major changes and just we're doing. That's why people fall off. I feel like there are certain companies that only see certain numbers because of what they have. Like, ask Activision Blizzard how they would be doing if Call of Duty didn't come out with a new game. Just saying. You can't sit there and do things that people don't like and then expect things to just stay the same forever. Yeah, you could be saying weird stuff but still coming out with good content and people hold on, but eventually when stuff really starts to fall through the cracks, people are going to take notice and people are going to figure out the next thing. It's not going to go down the way you want it to go down, and you're not going to have a good time. We're not going to have a good time, and you have to reshuffle and try to figure out what went wrong, or don't own up to it at all and let it go and say it's the player's fault. That entertainment media has a knack for that. Don't blame players. Like these shows, movies, these creators are blaming fans for not liking what they watched. Like, that's not how life works. And I don't know why people think we can just make things up as we go and everything's supposed to just be okay. But I'll leave it in your hands. Keep going, Square Enix. And I guess every other company that's going to follow this model, because I know they're not the only ones. Okay, now the second story. This one's the wild one. Like, wild. So remember that Twitch leak? Yeah, we're talking about Twitch again. Yeah, I feel like that's also been a staple of the show for the past 3 episodes now because they're doing it again. But yeah, remember that Twitch leak where lots of streamers got their amount that they made leaked to the public? Who would have known in Robin Hood style fashion that something, I guess, good would have come out of that? I guess subjectively good, depending on what perspective you're talking about. So that leak got Turkish police kind of suspicious into looking at something that might have been going on. That Twitch leak uncovered a money laundering scandal that was plaguing Twitch and led to the arrest of 40 people. 40 people got arrested in Turkey over this money laundering situation. It started with that leak. Anyway, so this was a wild situation that came about because some not so good people came around wanting to buy some bits with stolen credit cards. And the stolen credit cards they used to buy the bits. The bits were used to then cash out and turn that into money. And then that money was split between the streamers and the people that set this up. Now, allegedly, I don't know if everybody got into it this way, but there's some people that got approached with totally legal, hey, we're gonna, I guess, I don't know if it was gonna be farm ads. Could pretty much just, we're gonna sit in your stream and watch all the ads and give you the bits and just split it with us. We'll give you all the bits and just split it with us. But then it got fishy because the bits were given anonymously, and it got weird. But some people involved weren't, I guess, upfront, on board with the situation, as it stood. So when it was brought up as something legal and then turned into, you guys are probably doing something illegal, I want to quit. And if you got leverage on somebody, and they're probably not going to quit if you have some sort of leverage on them, right? So this was a whole, next level scheme going on. This was some wild, I wouldn't say Breaking Bad, because I don't think drugs were involved, but this was the wild scandal to be sitting here happening on Twitch, and everybody thinks everything is perfectly fine. And the police probably looked at that, they looked at the leak, and they're probably wait, why are these guys were smaller? I mean, they're rising, but that's a weird spike in income. Why is that happening? Why is that spike in income coincide with these stolen credit cards? Why is this wait a minute. So definitely it was all in all totally crazy. And I'm not the first person that's hopping on oh, any bad thing that possibly happens, you gotta snitch. I'm not the first person to jump on that. But in a situation where if you got into this and this, because you're just trying to live your best life, making a living on Twitch or whatever, and somebody approaches you with something that's what they approach you with is totally legal, and then you end up wrapped up in this whole scandal, this whole illegal money laundering operation. I got all the usernames, I got all the receipts, whatever you want. I didn't use the money, but they probably did use the money. So then I don't even know what to say at that point. But don't let that bite you, because at that point you're not just gone from Twitch. I don't know how the laws are in Turkey. I don't know how much different they are than the States, because I'm from the States and we don't like money laundering to an extreme degree. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, the way the media portrays money laundering and the way it actually happens, I don't know if it goes down that same way. But we police it in a very extreme way compared to what the crime is. But that's a lot of money to be messing around with, and especially stealing it. That's wild. And this is without drugs. This is using Twitch. Using Twitch to clean money. Which the crazy thing about it is that it could have been anything. That was stolen credit cards. It could have been drug money. It could have been illegal weapon money. It could have been black market organ money, for all we know. But yeah, don't use Twitch to clean money. They will catch you. I don't know how else to explain it. Don't use Twitch to clean your money. They will catch you. It's not a good look. It's not a good idea. Especially like, you don't have to be a public figure on Twitch, but it's like most people are out here being public figures on Twitch. So that's definitely a worse look if you're gonna sit there and like get felonious charges of being a Twitch streamer. And the crazy thing is, like, you're doing it under people's noses, because the people watching, they're just seeing you get donations. And you're like, they're giving you bits, and they're like, oh, cool, people really like him, and this is great, like, this is fun. Now I'm having fun watching this person. And the whole time you were actually involved in illegal activity. It's kind of crazy. Like, that's one thing. If I ever got out of being more than double digits on Twitch, I'm not talking to anybody about anything remotely sketchy. Like, don't come to me with no, I have an extra easy way for you to make money. No, don't come with if I send you this donation, split blank with me. Nope. Don't come to me with any sketchy nothing. I'm already like, I don't want to take donations, because if y'all charge back and I don't know how to handle a chargeback, then I'm like gonna quit Twitch and start campaigning to get it shut down. Not really. I'm just kidding. That's extra far. Don't mess with me, especially don't mess with me and my money. And I don't know why you would mess with these other streamers and their money, because that's not cool, man. Like, some people quit their jobs to do Twitch. Don't mess up their money. I get, like, some people are on here like it's a hobby and they're making money off a hobby, but that means they're doing double work. Don't mess with those people either. That's even worse. And the people that do Twitch and stuff full time, that's their literal livelihood. Don't mess with them. Like, I don't know if I could say it enough. I'll say it over and over and over and over. Don't mess with them and their money. It's just crazy. Like, I know they didn't disclose who all was a part of the arrest. I wonder how many actual streamers were a part of the 40 arrests. Like, how many of the 40 arrests were streamers, and how many of them kind of like, all right, y'all were the informants in this, and y'all, like, y'all story reads, so we're gonna let you off with a slap on the wrist. However that goes, especially over in Turkey, because again, I don't know how that works. So I just wonder how many of the arrests were streamers, and if any streamers got to like stay out of the legal trouble. And I also wonder if any streamers got to stay out of the legal trouble, will that affect their Twitch career? Because I love to know if Twitch would do anything about kind of some behind the scenes illegal stuff that was going on, even if, like, whether or not the person got arrested by that by in this case Turkish police, but by anyone that gets caught up in law enforcement for something that happened on Twitch. What is Twitch going to do if, like, if it happened behind the scenes and you're only finding out because, like, they got caught and this happened, and, like, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where should they do something directly? Like if they got wrapped up in it, and the law enforcement decided the way that the situation happened, they needed to be let go. Should they still be allowed on Twitch? I don't know if that should be taken from them if law enforcement determined, but that also means they does that make them a liability on your platform? Like they fell for that scam. What other scams are they willing to fall into? I don't know what all could come of that. So it's like extra crazy to think like you took the wrong bits and you ruined your whole career. Like, bruh. Like how that's rough. That's real rough. Like who that's why I said don't come to me with that crazy mess. I don't do sketchy sponsors. I don't do sketchy like make money this way. Nope. Don't mess with me. Don't come to me. Don't contact me. Don't come in my chat. Don't nothing. Don't leave comments on don't come to my YouTube. Don't nothing at all. Leave me alone. I don't none of that sketchy mess. I've done waited so long to like figure out what I want to do with myself, and if I was to actually start to make it on YouTube or Twitch or any kind of content creation, I definitely ain't messing it up with no sketchy, scammy BS. I guess I could have said BS at this point in the video, but I'll leave it alone. It's fine. It's crazy. So what do y'all think about like what should happen if any of the streamers involved in this didn't get banned, like, or not banned, didn't get arrested, aren't getting charged? What do you think? What do you think about a situation like this happening under Twitch's nose? Like, obviously, you can't really fault Twitch for something that they would have no knowledge of at all. But like, what do you think? Like something like this could literally sit there and happen right under Twitch's nose, and it would have took someone snitching for them to do anything about it. But it was able to happen for, I wonder how long. I really wonder how long this was able to go on, and like, what if you were Twitch? Would that be a shock to you? Like, is this kind of one of those things where it's the internet, it's par for the course, scams happen, and they got caught, they're gone, don't gotta worry about it. But like, does that mean they should police like bit transactions harder or in a different way, or like should they give kind of, I don't want to say incentive, because anytime someone says incentive, everybody always thinks money. But like some sort of non-monetary incentive to like weed this stuff out. Like if someone contacts you with this kind of thing, and like at any point in the, like, you think it's legit and you start it and you realize that it's not, like some sort of like, I guess, protection from being banned for like giving that up or some, like, it's crazy, because like that they found that based off of that leak, because the numbers don't match up, or timelines probably don't match up, or none of that. So like, how many instances of that could you see? And do you see copycats happening in the future? Because I see copycats happen in the future. They let this die down and hope to God nobody leaks income information ever again and tries to do it again, and it will look normal like it did before, wouldn't it? So wild. And like I said, without like, I'm not trying to give anybody any funky ideas. So if you go and like try to clean drug money through Twitch, I swear I will find you and bring the, well, if you're in the States, I'll bring the DEA straight to you on that. Like, that's not even cool. Don't take my idea when it's not even a good idea. It's an awful idea. Don't do it. Anyway, it's crazy. I guess I've had enough with Twitch, right? For now, currently, I guess it's so much happens. Some of it's funny, some of it's wild and crazy. Most of it's wild and crazy. A lot of it's really dirty, and we haven't talked about any of that. There hasn't been a lot of that going on. But if anybody would like to have a conversation about the degeneracy that happens on Twitch. I don't even want to call it degeneracy, but there's stuff that happens on Twitch that might not be kosher for the children. Just saying. And I'm going to hold that stance. Like, there's kids on that site, and y'all streams are not, they're recommended. They're not set to 18 plus, so don't give me that. Like, if y'all streams were set to adult, like my stream is set to adult, and that's just because I cuss. That's it. So if y'all streams ain't set to adult and y'all doing some wild stuff, I'm gonna hold the stance that that's not cool, man. But everybody thinks differently, because I feel like I'll say some stuff like that and I'm the bigot, but I'm like, dude, no. Kids already, too many kids know what Pornhub is like in 2022. So it's already bad. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of Twitch because like I'll spiral and start talking about the conversation I just said I wasn't gonna talk about yet, unless somebody else wants to talk about it. But until then, I'm gonna leave Twitch alone for a little bit. Hopefully, there'll probably be another story, and I'll be talking about Twitch again next week. Watch. Oh well. Lastly, we're gonna talk about Sony. Yeah, Sony's cool, right? Yeah, I like Sony at times. So, at CES 2022, that was just this past, yesterday at the time of this recording, but Tuesday, the time of this recording. I'm gonna say the same thing anyway. But at CES 2022, Sony, 2 years after they dropped the concept for their Vision S car, they now have Vision S02, the SUV. So a Sony car and a Sony SUV. A legit concept of a gaming mobile, like a personal gaming mobile, right? Like, you're getting Pimp My Ride stuff at stock. Like, wild, right? A whole car, a whole SUV. Not only, like, that's why I call this the gaming mobile, because you have multiple screens in your front seat, screens in your back seat, and you can connect remotely to your PlayStation. So you can drive that road trip. Oh, it's time to stop and charge. Would that be weird? Is that a bad idea to play a game while your car is charging? Would that cause it to go slower? Would that cause it to overcharge your car? I have questions. But anyway, at some point, someone in your car could be playing a video game. I don't know how much the driver is going to be playing games, but if they want to jump on that autopilot, technically, but auto drive functionality, they want to get my car to drive me everywhere while I play video games, I'm totally for it. But so you got the car 2 years ago, the SUV today, not today, but this week, I mean, what, yesterday? But they have a whole division, Sony Mobility, going along right along with it, along right along. I'm weird. Sorry. Anyway, so my major question about this happening, like a whole car concept, a whole SUV concept. Because I'll keep wanting to call it a car concept, but it's separate from the other car concept. So I think I'm gonna just, like, from this point forward, when I say car, I mean this SUV, right? Okay, we agree. So you got a car concept that I would assume has evolved from what you probably had in the past. Electric vehicle, right? This is an electric vehicle. Um, I guess y'all probably got that when I said to charge it. Okay, I'm being dumb, kind of. Not really, but it's fine. Will these vehicles? I mean, I'm assuming like you have the concept. You've probably done some sort of testing. You probably could um, get like a base model going that you could at least like do some tests with. Because I'm really concerned. Is this gonna be another like Xperia flop where, well, what is it, like 3 or 4, 5 phones later, then you finally have something that's market ready? Because there was some flops. Now, I thought the Xperia phones were gonna be like crazy good, but it caught on eventually, and they still, even when they caught on, they couldn't stick with flagship. Like I didn't see anybody stick with an Xperia phone even when they got better. I myself, like, I'm Android gang all day, and I used to want Xperia so bad, and that never happened. And I was kind of okay with sticking where I stuck, because, like, where is it at now? I haven't seen one in a while, and I don't know, like, is there a new one? What's the last Xperia phone? Do they still come up with new ones? Like, or is it still like on a cycle like all the other phones are, or what's up? Because that I thought was a great idea, and I was like all over it because I play phone games. But it's kind of different. When a phone flops, that's one thing. When a car flops, that's a whole nother thing entirely. I don't know. I mean, looking at the concept, it's not all that different from like the luxury electric car like look that people have been going for. So it's like I'm like, okay, I'm on board. Uh, if I mean, considering your guys are doing all the integrated PlayStation technology, I don't know if you're gonna hit that consumer like consumer like lower middle class price point where I could not sell my kidney to afford payments on one. I mean, it is what it is. Like, the electric cars are already going to be like the good ones are going to be too expensive for the normal people. So I'm gonna like watch my boss's boss drive away in one of these and just be envious and be like, one day I want to be that guy. So I mean, it is what it is. That's I mean, I've been doing that with Tesla since I met a boss that had a Tesla. It's kind of how that went. So I mean, it's a cool idea. I wonder if it's gonna be one of those flippy floppy buy things. If anybody's even gonna like jump on this, because there's Tesla, and I always forget the name of the other company that is doing like the luxury electric cars. I just watched a video on it recently, and I just can't keep the name of the company in my head because I'm not in that consumer bracket at all currently. So what what is it going to do me to pay attention to it? With the car, I have so many questions. so many questions going into the development of this vehicle, but I wish it the best. I do wish it the very best, because it'd be nice to see Sony do like odd big things like that are completely out of what you would think Sony would do. Like, it's a car. That's not a TV. That's not a game system. That's not a like in-home consumer electronic. That's out on an open road. But hey, I like the idea of it because I'm a nerdy gamer. A lot of nerdy gamers. I think that's pretty much all the people that friggin' like electric cars in the first place, though. So it's whatever. I don't know. I'm just bullshitting right now. Yeah, I said it without censoring myself because it's like almost an hour in the video, and I'm not an important person yet, so it is what it is. But also we're talking a lot about the PlayStation VR 2, so that's interesting, right? I'm not as interested in VR as I was. When I break that barrier, because I will have a VR headset in the future, when I break that barrier and actually start messing with it on the scale that I get to mess with it, that's when I'll start thinking about, is this something that I like, that I want to get into, that I want to study up on? But for now, VR isn't my thing, and even putting it on a console isn't going to help me get there, especially putting it on a console that I don't have, that I still don't have because I can't ever find one. No, I'm just broke. Anyway, I'm supposed to be making you laugh, not making myself laugh, right? So, PlayStation VR, they got some specs and stuff going on that, so that should be fun. I hope to hear good things from PlayStation because that's where Final Fantasy VII Remake is exclusive to, so I kind of have to have some kind of loyalty. As far as console war crap, I'm impartial because PC, duh. But I also like I have the whole last generation. Like, I have a Switch, a PS4, and a Xbox One OG still. So, like, moral of the story is, when I get my hands on something, I'll get my hands on as much as I can, and then I'll hold on to it for dear life because I don't spend my money for no goddamn reason. Okay, that one I'll probably keep censoring myself on that one because I don't want the like extra religious heads coming down on me for it, and I'm cool. So, got a lot to see. Sony's doing some things in tech. That's nice to see. Now let's see. I'm like, oh, so if they gotta like take the battle, since they don't want to fight no more for games and they want to all get along in the gaming sphere. Microsoft, where's the car at? Microsoft, where's the car at? I need y'all to start a new war because y'all ended the last war. Y'all ended the console war, so where's the car war? What else could y'all fight over? I mean, shoot, y'all, Nintendo, y'all should have enough money by now. Where are y'all in the car war too? Even though Nintendo would probably come out with a smart car. So I'm not even going to play games. I'm not going to ask y'all for that. Y'all would probably come out with a smart car, and I'd have to laugh at y'all because it's so cute and tiny. Like, I'm going to leave that one alone. But Microsoft, oh, shoot. Microsoft would like try to oversell it and come out with an electric Hummer or something. Like, maybe I should be careful what I wish for and chill, because I'm going to say some wild stuff and then people are going to listen to it like, hey, that guy might have been on to something. And then Microsoft's really coming out with a friggin' electric Hummer, and I'm not. I would die. I would literally die. That's too much meme for me. It's way too much meme for me. I just want y'all to come out with a car so y'all can fight Sony on it. That's literally all I want. And put a big old X on the car. You'll have to put a big old X somewhere on the car. As long as that's not like, well, y'all logo for Xbox couldn't be trademarked by somebody else, right? So it's cool, right? That's how that works, I think, right? Anyway, I'm done, because if I keep talking about it, I'm gonna make myself lose more brain cells than I've already lost sitting through thinking about some of this stuff that's going on in gaming tech-ish stuff today. So that being said, y'all have to catch me if y'all aren't watching on YouTube, because right now y'all are still just listening. So I'm not even gonna fault y'all if y'all are on YouTube and y'all are like, why am I doing this? But the next time, y'all gotta watch on YouTube. But for now, if y'all want to catch this on Spotify, Pandora, if y'all want to catch this on iHeartRadio, if you want to catch it on, you can go straight to my Buzzsprout site. If you really don't know where to go, like if there's too many options for you, I got you. Next episode will be really fun, so definitely stay tuned. If you sat through this whole episode, then you definitely need to sit through the next one. I don't even know what I'm talking about in the next one. I just know I'm going to be on video, and I'm going to look as dumb as I sound. So that's what you have to look forward to. Like, really, really, really look forward to. Other than that, I think we're done here. So bye. Have a beautiful week, day, year, life. Those were totally out of order. Peace.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.